What's up, everybody? So Davido recently came to Cameroon and he was performing at a show organized by Orange, even though he was not the headlining act. According to reports, Davido, when he finished performing, about 20,000 people left the premises and left the place empty for the next act, who is a Cameroon legend. That's what we're about to dissect for you as far as this show is concerned. Don't go anywhere.
Any my neck they carry head, any my head they carry sense. Check in the sense. Check in the sense.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is another edition of Stitching, where we weave stories for you, stitch by stitch. And on this edition of the show, we are talking about a recent Orange show that happened in Cameroon, in the city of Douala, the economic capital. It is important for you to note that recently our legend, yes, when I'm talking about the legend, I'm talking about one of the Cameroonian artists with the highest selling number of albums in Cameroon, even when there was no internet. And of course, we are talking about no other person than Petit Pays. He was recently headlining a show that was taking place in Cameroon. Given all the conversations that has been happening according to the 80-20 rule or the regulatory rule that is happening in Cameroon, many people have been complaining about the fact that foreign artists come into the country in Cameroon and they do a lot of headlining shows. And our artists never get to headline. Our artists are always hopping us. Well, there's a telecommunications network in Cameroon called Orange, and Orange is French-owned company that recently made a concert, free concert, of course, at a stadium, at one of the stadiums in Cameroon, in Douala, in the city of Douala precisely. Yes, and in that concert, lo and behold, guess who was headlining? Petit Pays, Cameroonian legend. Legend who has been there since in the 90s, of course, started his career probably in the 80s and went through in the 90s, sold tons and tons of albums and made some good sums of money for himself. Recently, we had him headlining a show, and one of the people that was supposed to perform at this concert was Davido from Nigeria. And yeah, as it has been what has been happening for the past years, when any artist is coming like this from Nigeria, what are you expecting to headline but the artist? Well, it wasn't the case this time. Well, there were so many conversations on social media as far as this is concerned, and many people were saying, but why? Why is Davido going and Petit Pays have to end the show? And some other people were saying, yeah, it's totally okay for Petit Pays to end the show because he's a legend, he's Cameroon legend, and they have to honor him and he has to be in his place. All of that. But ladies and gentlemen, during the concert and show itself, Davido came, of course, as usual. He wasn't unavailable. He got on stage, physically present. And yeah, there's even conversations of somebody just passing out, you know, when Davido arrived, and this video also went viral on social media. But that's not what we're here to talk about. When Davido put out a fire show, crazy show. But you know how it is? Before this show actually happened, there were people online that were saying, this show is not going to work, it's going to be a failure because Davido should end the show and not Petit Pays. Well, some of these people who had these assumptions went to the show to prove themselves right, which is crazy. When I'm talking about crazy, I'm talking about the fact that some of these people are Cameroonians themselves. And for some reason, I'm here seated on this show that I've been doing for so many years, and I am very pissed off, disgruntled by how Cameroonians are always ready to press the wrong buttons for no reason. No reason at all. People woke up, went to the stadium, not to have a good time and watch these two artists perform, but to see if they were right in their assumptions of the fact that when Davido is done performing, everybody's going to leave. But was that the case? No. When Davido finished performing, some few people, of course, who are really not probably fans of Petit Pays, given his time of performance and the time when he came into the industry, left the show. But there were very few people, and I think that it happened for all other opening acts like the Blanche Bellies and stuff. Some people come to concerts just to see a specific person, and when they see the person, they're done. Okay, you know, but these people who came to the show to prove their point took some few videos, and lo and behold, they published it on the internet claiming that when Davido finished performing, 20,000 people left. The capacity of the stadium was about 40,000 people. It means that there were 40,000 people at the concert watching the show of Davido and Petit Pays, where Petit Pays was the headliner. And of course, so according to them, the people that were left behind were just 20. Lies! It was all lies! A few people left the show after Davido finished performing. Yes, but not 20,000 people, which is really ridiculous. And what I don't understand is, why do some people always want to feed a narrative. It's even more annoying because trustworthy blogs took this story, published it on social media. Trustworthy Cameroonian blogs trying to make the legendary Petit Pays to look like he doesn't have fans anymore, which is ridiculous. I mean, some of these blogs woke up the next day to say, oh, people stayed behind actually to watch the show, just, to cover up one of the mess that they posted the previous day. But I don't understand the narrative. What is the whole point though? What is the whole point? What is the narrative that we're really trying to push as far as our entertainment industry is concerned? They both had an amazing show. Davido did an amazing show as far as Cameroon is concerned. Of course, like he does, he is one of the biggest in Africa. He's performed at bigger stages than Cameroon. But yeah, so did Petit Pays. Petit Pays did amazing and performed very well and shot so many people who are thinking, he's from the 80s, so he cannot have fans now. But he kept people dancing and vibing to his music. Yes, and this really brings to the point. I understand that sometimes when we're thinking about our entertainment industry, we don't have to be emotional and start talking about all of this, your support, your own narrative that is going on. But sometimes it should be for the right reasons. And I think that was the right reason. It is important to note that a few weeks ago, one of the Bikotsi legends, known as Lady Pons in Cameroon, of course, came online and was very disgruntled at Camtel, which is a government-owned telecommunications network, by saying that how are they allowing Fally Ipupa to headline a show in Cameroon when we have legends like Petit Pays? And I think that what Orange was doing was righting the wrongs of this conversation that came online. Many people were expecting that, of course, this was going to be a flop for Petit Pays so that they can go back and say, Lady Pons, you are wrong after all. Because, of course, Petit Pays cannot really do a show that brings out a massive audience. Ladies and gentlemen, she was right. I think that sometimes if we give precedence to our artists, then maybe, just maybe, it's going to open up a platform for growth. Is that all that really mattered? Many other people came on social media to say it's very wrong that of all the artists that exist in the entertainment industry right now, they decided to fall back to the 80s. Cameroonians will never cease to amaze me. First, the conversation was no Cameroonian ever headlined. Now, a Cameroonian has headlined, and the conversation is they're taking an artist from the 80s and not giving, stepping stones to those who are making trends now, like, the Salatiels or the Jovis or the Blanche Bellies are supposed to be the people headlining over Davido. Let's take a pause for a minute. Cameroonians, what do we really exactly want? Leave what you want in the comment section below. You know how it is. That's what we had for you for this edition of the show. If you love our show and you love what we're giving you every week, remember, click in that red button below if you're not subscribed to us yet. Share this show. Follow us on our several social media platforms. It is always me on your favorite platform where we give you what's hot and what's not. Ever smiling black boy, Karawa.